До слова запрошується
Now the floor is given to Ministry of Defense spokesman on ATO-related issues, Colonel Oleksandr Motuzyanyk. Good afternoon, everyone. Now the information about the main events that happened in the ATO region. In Lugansk area, yesterday, military actions were during second part of the day. The most tense situation was in Popasnyansky region, where the occupants massively shelled Ukrainian positions. In the Oleksandrovka-Troitska part of front line, they used cannons and mortars. The enemy launched more than 100 munition of different caliber, and the enemy has the tactics to hit residential areas of towns and cities in controlled territory and also in occupied territories. Irmina town was hit, and also in Valuivsky and Starom Aidar region, they recorded the shot mortar shellings delivered by the enemy, and in Stanitsa, Lugansk and Krymsk, the enemy carried out provocations with the use of small arms. During last 24 hours, in Lugansk area, 15 enemy shellings happened, including 8 with the use of heavy weapons. In the Donetsk area, military actions are carried out along the front line, except the Donetsk airport. Most of the shellings happened during second part of the day. Compared with previous days, the enemy used heavy weapons less. Mortar and cannon shellings delivered by the militants recorded in southern Toretsk town city council of Toretsk and Kamenets, and the broadening of the military actions theater shows that the enemy do not want to adhere to Minsk agreements and wants the escalation of the conflict. And in Gorlovka perimeter and Avdiivka industrial zone, there was a number of firing between the ATO forces and occupants. During the last 24 hours in the Donetsk area, there were 22 enemy shelling, including 3 with use of heavy weapons. Mariupol area, the main event is 2 military clash between Ukrainian servicemen and the enemy. So after 8 p.m., the enemy started shelling our positions that are near Mariinka, and then subversive group of the enemy consisting of 7 militants advanced, but it was stopped by the fire of Ukrainian servicemen, and after this the enemy tried second attack, but it failed. The enemy sustained losses. 1 militant was heavily wounded, who died later, and the occupants left their proxy and fled to Donetsk. The body was evacuated by Ukrainian servicemen. This armed incident lasted for 2 hours, and the enemy used small arms and APC. And at the same time, 1 more subversive group, up to 5 militants, came from Petrivsky to attack our positions in Bogdanovka. And we remind to you that here in autumn there was disengagement of forces and means, and after this it was calm, and in half an hour the enemy retreated. And the situation remains the same in other regions in Vodina and Shirokina. There were mortar shelling delivered by the enemy. There were minor provocations along the front line, even in those places where usually it is calm. During the last 24 hours in the Mariupol area, there were 23 enemy shelling, including 3 with the use of heavy weapons and 2 military clashes. During the last 24 hours, in the result of the military actions, no Ukrainian serviceman was killed. 1 was wounded. It happened in the region of Zaitsevo in course of enemy shelling. Yesterday in Donetsk, the occupation administration handed to 3 bodies of Ukrainian servicemen, to representatives of humanitarian project of the Armed Forces of Ukraine that is called Evacuation 200. After identification and forensic examination, the cause of death of the servicemen will be established. Our hearts go out to the relatives of the servicemen who died for defending Ukraine. The woman found weapons in her own home. This house was vacant for 5 months, but before it was rented. While cleaning the house, the woman found 2 grenade launchers under the bed and informed the police at once. No questions, thank you.